Hey everybody, great to see you today. It's a little cloudy, it's a little overcast, and a little cool, but a lot has changed in the last 24 hours. Now, I don't know where you are in the world or in the United States or where you happen to be, but something was a major shift in what's happening yesterday, and I want to talk about that. About 2 weeks ago, I put out a survey to my list. What's the number one question that you have about mastering sales? Again, in my post the other day, I talked about that, but the answers were a big surprise compared to what I expected. I expected there to be questions about closing, overcoming objections, connecting with your client, daily method of operation, organizational skills, but the two questions were much different. One of the questions, of course, was how do I feel worthy about my offer and pitching to my client? I answered that question. But the second one was, what do I do in these times of COVID-19 and how do I operate? Well, what happened yesterday, and we've all been dealing with this, I don't care where you are in the world, we've all been dealing with this on some level or another, in business and your personal life, at home, with your family, and how we interact. And that's probably going to go on for quite a bit of time. But I live in Tennessee in the United States. And what happened yesterday is our governor announced that he was going to end our lockdown for the state of Tennessee. And so what happened was I had a little bit of a mind shift in that instead of thinking about closure, I had to start thinking about opening up. So you've had a time to reflect. You've had a time to sit down and think. I hope you've done a lot of thinking about how you're going to change, how your life is going to change. Is this the time that you're going to be proactive about your life instead of reactive? You had no choice in what happened. I mean, we reacted the way we reacted. We did what we did. You stayed at home. You can't go to a restaurant. You're wearing a mask. You're social distancing. You're doing all these new things that no one has ever had to do before. But now that stuff comes to an end, how are you going to reflect on who you're going to be, what your business is going to be like, who you're going to show up as? Are you going to be the hapless victim who's going to say, well, I don't know what's going to happen, so I'm just going to hunker down in place? Lots of my customers have said, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not going to spend any money. I'm going to stay stuck here. But there's going to be so many people who have that attitude. The ones that really make the difference, the ones that really come out on the other side of this and hit the ground running and are going to grow and multiply, are the ones who are going to decide, no matter what is happening on the outside, my actions are going to reflect growth, positivity, motivation, and I'm going to get out and I'm going to freaking hustle. And that's the difference. If it's your time to become a champion, it's time for you to step up and assume that role. Stop worrying about what else is going to happen in the world. Stop worrying about what's happening to you, and you figure out how to go out and happen to the world. You make the difference. You step up. You make all the decisions about what you're going to do and execute the plan. But it's not going to be perfect. Do it broken. Do it imperfectly. As my mentor Karen says, I'm showing up imperfectly. Everything you're going to do is going to be imperfect. The government's been imperfect, business has been imperfect, reactions have been imperfect, but now it's time for you to show up imperfectly so that you make the difference. Because so many people now are just going to stay stuck. Now, if you're a coach or a consultant, it's time for you to start marketing. It's time for you to start lead generation. It's time for you to start making a difference and reaching out and publishing and creating content. It's time for you to make a difference in the world. And if that means that you show up in your family and your life and your business with a great attitude every day, well, there's lots of ways I can help you with that. Okay, I'm an NLP master practitioner, and I am in control of my thoughts, and therefore I'm in control of my results. So over the next few weeks, I'm going to be launching a course again. It's going to be a quick beta course, about an hour a day over a 4-day period, that will teach you some NLP techniques that you can use every day in your business and your life, that will make a difference in the outcomes that you create. So you can decide to hunker down and shelter in place in, the quarantine of your life, or you can take it by, don't want to use anything improper, but you can grab it by the balls and go, man. Step up, be better, be something more. And I'm glad to help you do that. All right, hope that helps, guys. Talk to you soon.